What's up, y'all? Straight to the point. Top of the AM. Please hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member. And also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire LDBC, basketball and boxing. And in this case, we're talking a little football. Then we're going to move into basketball now. And also share this video too as well. Get it out there. I mean, like I said, they haven't been get my stuff out there, but nevertheless, gonna continue to grind and continue to roll on them regardless. Now, yesterday, um, the Chicago Bears came into the Eagles' house, came into Philly, man, and just took over, man. Took over. Now, it was a close game in the beginning, but the Chicago Bears, man, um, they were able to pretty much use their own. A lot of these teams that have been beating the Eagles, they've been using their own style against the Eagles, you know. And when I say that, a lot of these teams are starting to see that you don't necessarily need a high power offense in order to win. It's just a matter of you winning. It's a matter of you getting the job done. And yesterday for Caleb Williams, who has had a remarkable season, man. I'm talking about in terms of his resilience. Maybe not up there for MVP quite quite yet, but he is a leader. Caleb Williams is a leader, man, and I like the way that he was able to bounce back. Now, people want to talk about a a Mamba mentality. People want to talk about, you know, getting it out the mud, so to speak. Caleb Williams is doing that because last year everybody was calling Caleb Williams everything but a child of God. I mean, this guy right here, man, like you would have thought he committed a crime the way that they were criticizing this dude. A lot of people were saying he's not going to be that good. Chicago made a mistake. And I knew that he was going to come on because he came on late in the season, started to make his presence felt. And although he didn't have that great of a game, actually Jalen Hurts had a better game um, than Caleb Williams. But the unfortunate thing is that they lost because Caleb Williams only had, he had 159 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Jalen Hurts had, I think it was 230 yards, two touchdowns. I don't think he threw any interceptions. I want to say he got sacked. Caleb Williams got sacked like two times, but he really didn't even. Chicago didn't really even need to do anything in terms of in the air. Because they were getting it on the ground. They were doing it. They were grounding and pounding, and they did it with their defense. And that's all they pretty much needed to do. Uh, and that's what Jalen Hurts has been known to do. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, he's not gonna wow you as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna wow you as a quarterback. He just gets the job done. But I agree with something. Shout out to Lemon Pepper Lou, man. I agree with something that he said, man. And when the when the Eagles fans were letting it be known how they felt, like when they were booing them, the Eagles are taking L's to teams that they really shouldn't even be losing to, and they're in dogfights with teams that they shouldn't even, be in dogfights with. And then I know a lot of people are talking about the struggles of Saquon Barkley this season. They're gonna be just fine. Now, do I see the Eagles repeating? No, I do not. I don't see the Eagles repeating. If they, this is what I was telling. I was telling the brother Cypress TV yesterday. Shout out to him. Shout out to Lemon Pepper too. I said this: if the Eagles, if the Eagles are able to win the NFC East, I know it's going to sound ass backwards what I'm about to say, okay? But if the Eagles win the NFC East, um, they win their division or whatnot. Uh, I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning the conference from behind and actually take the crown of the East, which they got 5 more games. They got 5 more games left. If Cowboys continue winning, and the Eagles continue losing, then I can see the Eagles actually winning. I know it sounds ass backwards, and the reason is because the Eagles they're gonna be playing with their backs against the wall, so to speak, and that's why I feel like they may have a chance of doing it that way as opposed to, okay, yeah, we won the crown, you know what I'm saying, and getting all cocky. Because if you think about it, the Eagles the past couple of seasons they played with a chip on their shoulder. That's what's made them. That's what's made them successful. So I can see that happening. Salute to whoever's in here. Uh, Morning to you. Thanks for hitting the light. But I can see that really happening. I can see that transpiring. The thing you got to wonder is, are the Eagles going to have any type of momentum if they play young out to prove themselves? Are they going? Are again when they play a Rams team, get there fighting to get back? It's just like people forgot that the Rams won the Super Bowl with Sean McVay in them. People forgot that Matt Stafford won a title with them. I think people forgot that. So if they happen to run into that team, will they be able to persevere? And that's my only thing. Because a lot of people now it's like they want the Eagles to lose. Before a lot of people wanted the Eagles to win. It's weird. You see now everybody is gunning for the Eagles. First everybody was gunning for Kansas City, okay? Everybody was so glad for Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid, everybody else. They were so glad when the Chiefs, lost and everything, and Mahomes got getting knocked out and everything. Now the tables have turned. It's like nobody wants the Eagles to win, and I didn't get that. I was thinking that everybody. I was thinking that there was a lot more people with the Eagles more than anything, but that's what I'm beginning to notice. People have been cheering on the Bears. It's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And look, shout out to the Bears. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away from the Bears at all, because when Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels had first came in, I actually, this is from the beginning, okay? I knew that both of them were gonna be great. They're gonna have great careers. But I said that Jaden Daniels was going to start off slow, and boy, was I wrong. Jaden Daniels came in rookie season, killing, went to the conference championship. Now it's Caleb Williams' turn, and of course, we know Jaden Daniels had that injury and everything. Set him back. The Commanders, they're likely done for the season. Now Caleb Williams, he gets a chance to compete in the playoffs, and not only that, possibly compete for a ring. If he ends up winning a ring, he's gonna have the bragging rights over Jaden Daniels. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, man. It's gonna be real interesting to see how that plays out. Um, I've already talked about, in terms of who needs to win, who needs to lose, that sort of thing. I was talking more along the lines of the AFC. I'm more intrigued by the AFC more than the NFC. The NFC, I thought that the Eagles were going to be a lot, but now, man, boy, was I wrong. People are coming in, and they're coming in and they're beating the Eagles like it's nothing. It's like they're using their own game against them. Like the Cowboys, man. Who would have thought that the Cowboys would have beat them? But like I've been saying for a long time, Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott is that dude. Dak Prescott is that dude. Whether you like it or not, Dak Prescott knows how to run an offense. Dak Prescott will get the ball to you. It's just a matter of who's going to catch it, who's going to be there, who's going to be able to not drop the balls. And C.D. Lamb, I mean, he did good against the Eagles. I'm sorry, against the Chiefs. Sorry about that. But he actually did good against both teams. He did good against the Eagles, and he did good against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've often been critical of C.D. Lamb because I just don't feel like C.D. Lamb at times he plays like a number one. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything, Pickens to me plays more like a number one. I mean that's just me. Other thing we gotta talk about, man, what's up with Lamar Jackson? I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna be 100%. I'm gonna be 100% when I say this. I think Lamar Jackson is still hurt. I think Lamar Jackson is still hurt. I think just looking at Lamar Jackson and the way that he plays, this isn't Lamar Jackson, man. I think Lamar Jackson is hurt, man. I still think that this guy is still hurt because he's getting stopped when he normally makes those moves that he makes. He's off on his targets. Well, I know his pass protection. He hasn't been doing real good with his pass protection, and just something is off about him, man. I just think that this guy is still hurt. I don't think it. Listen, I don't think that it's a question of, oh yeah, is he losing it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because no, Lamar he could still play. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people think that, oh man, you you're overly critical of Lamar and stuff like that. The only reason I'm overly critical of him is if you try to get into an argument with me, or a debate, or a discussion, or a debacle, or a back and forth about who's been the more successful quarterback out of him and Pat Mahomes. And then when we start bringing facts to the table, then you wanna back up, but that doesn't mean that I got something personal against Lamar Jackson. Like I said, Lamar Jackson is phenomenal, bro. You know what I'm saying? But also, what ultimately what makes you um, at the top of the mountain, you know what I'm saying? Being compared to some of the greats and stuff like that, is being able to get it done when it really matters. Being able to get it done in the postseason. Being able to get it done, you know what I'm saying, in the conference championship, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that he's hurt because he's not looking like the Lamar Jackson that we're accustomed to seeing. Um, and then to lose to the Bengals, man. They don't even their defense is not a top ranked defense. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they've been in dogfights and stuff. Look, don't get me wrong. Coming into this game, they were red hot. You know what I'm saying? They had won five straight. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was giving Lamar his credit and everything. However, I had noticed it. I didn't really notice it until this game how much different he looked. You know what I'm saying? He don't look the same. It's like he's not moving the same. And then of course with a hamstring injury, man, that's something that you really got to watch, man, because if you pull your hamstring and God forbid you end up uh, injuring it, permanent, or not permanently, but it takes you out. You know what I'm saying, for the totality of the season. That's that's gonna mess up. That's gonna mess with his athleticism. It's gonna mess with his twitch, his you know what I'm saying, his explosiveness, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So many guys have problems with they hamstring. You see, man, like you often hear guys say, I pull a hammy and stuff like that. Those hamstrings. You know what I'm saying? It's like the brother True Robert TV. Shout out to True Robert TV. He's been talking about why a lot of these guys here, but it still involves the lower extremity when we're talking about the calf strain. You know what I'm saying? Like AD, he's just coming back from a calf strain. You know what I'm saying? Wimby, he was out with a calf strain. A lot of these guys were out with calf strain injuries. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, it's like you see that more often than none. So I'm hoping that Lamar bounces back. Now the Steelers are back on the top. I wanted to see the Ravens rise to the top. They would have been 7-5. But now they're 6-6. They're second, um, second in the division. And will they make the playoffs? They they would have to. I think they would have to lose. I think they can only lose like one or two. Now Kansas City, they have to win. They got to win every single game from here on out. At first, like I was telling everybody, okay, yeah, Kansas City, they could lose, one game and stuff like that. No, they got to win every game because look, if they win every game, that's gonna look better on them. That's gonna look way better on them because it's gonna be dependent also, like the brother Stephen Green was saying. Shout out to Stephen Green. He was sitting up there saying that these teams, it's gonna depend on them. Like in the AFC or whatnot, who's losing and who's winning and stuff. So that was a good point that was brought up. Um, but Lamar got to get it done though. And this is the thing. The media is not gonna. The media is not gonna have no sympathy at all. Sad to say. Hell, they're not even having. Hell, they're not even having any sympathy with Pat Mahomes. Surprisingly, I know that's been the narrative um, for quite some time. Oh, uh, Lamar Jackson. The media is on him, and they look at Pat Mahomes as a media darling. Well, honestly, I don't see it that way because look at what happened last year. Look what happened last season. You'd have thought you'd have thought Jalen Hurts was a way better quarterback than Pat Mahomes. Let that sink in. I never looked at it that way. Now, I mean, when you're winning, I mean, the media's gonna talk about you more and stuff like that. But let's not get it mistaken. The media did try to go after Mahomes. They tried to go after him through his father when his father had got in a little bit of trouble with the DWI thing. You know what I'm saying? And they try to make a big deal out of that. That was right before, the Super Bowl and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it, they made it like headline news, like as if it was Pat Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll try to bring up little stuff here and there. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to make the Chiefs. Uh, they'll try to do anything that they can to destroy their focus, like with the whole Travis Kelsey, Andy Reid thing. That wasn't no big deal. I mean, damn, coaches and players get into it all the time. Like the stuff that they make a big deal and stuff like that, guys getting into it over the sideline, stuff like that, man. That ain't nothing, man. But my thing is this: are they winning though? You know what I'm saying? And what did he say? Well, that was that year they won when they won the Super Bowl. But you know they'll try to do anything that they can to destroy their program. The same thing with Lamar Jackson. They try to make they want Lamar to be a criminal so bad. They want this dude to get. They want him to slip up so bad. They want to find something with bad with Lamar so bad, but it ain't gonna happen. Lamar is too smart, man. They think just because a dude got dreads and he's 6'2", 6'3", and muscular and athletic and dark skin and stuff like that. They expect they expect this guy to be out there robbing, stealing, killing, and doing all this other stuff. No, no, man. Like they trying to make him to be the poster child for everything, for everything bad. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I bet that they trying to do the same thing moving into basketball. What I'm getting ready to talk into, I'm talking about too. They they probably gonna do the same thing with with SGA, Shea Gilchrist Alexander. They want this dude to be a criminal so bad. They want him to slip up, make a mistake so bad. But you could tell that these guys they came up the right way. You know what I'm saying? Even if listen, it's another thing too. Even if they didn't come up the right way, even if they did happen to grow up in a project, even if they did happen to come up from a rough environment or whatever, you never know who was in their ear telling them, hey, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay away or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking about like Master P uh when he had came up and I was watching the documentary and there was a guy, there was a famous guy in the Calio in the projects or whatnot that encouraged the kids to not do the stuff that he was doing and to stay in school and stuff like that, and he would give them he would give them money and give them incentives and stuff like that. You know when they would do good in school and stuff, as long as they stayed in school and played sports and did something positive as opposed to trying to jump off the porch. And see, when a lot of guys, man, they see that you have a talent. A lot of guys, not everybody. You do have a lot of unfortunate people that are jealous. They're jealous of a child's know-how. They're jealous of a child's progression. Me, if my son does some things way better than me when I was young. My daughter does too. Hell, my daughter beat me in Uno. My daughter beat me in Uno. Think I'm gonna be mad about that? No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like you should actually like that. You know what I'm saying? But you have people that don't want their child to be better than them in anything. You don't want like such as the mom and the daughter type of situation, right? You have You have an older woman who used to be the it girl and all that other stuff or whatever, and then once their daughter starts coming up and she starts um, looking like how she used to look and stuff like that, you got the mama being jealous. Nah, Same thing with the father. Maybe the father couldn't be as good of a father as the son is or whatever, and maybe he's jealous of that and stuff like that, man. Nah, man. Uh-uh. You don't want to be jealous of a person's know-how, and people can sense that. But anyway, man, I got way off topic, but I was really talking about Lamar Jackson or whatever, and the whole media trying to wanted him to mess up so bad and wanted him to make mistakes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But the Thunder, continue to roll. Um, excuse me, they 19-1, 19-1. Jalen, J Dub is back. Shout out to him, man. Still got to get his legs um, up under him. I think he had 13 in the game back. I think Shea Gilchrist had 37. I think he had 37. Chet Holcomb had 23. They played the Suns, and the Suns actually played them tough. The Suns are actually playing tough, man. I'm not saying that the Suns are gonna be at the top of the West or anything like that, but the Suns are better than given credit. Actually, they play a lot tougher, in my opinion, than they did when they had KD and Bradley Beal there. You know what I'm saying? Which is weird because now H Town is soaring. H Town is soaring with KD or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I got my feelings about that because I like Jalen Green, man. I was man. I'm a big Jalen Green fan, man. I like Jalen Green game. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like Houston was gonna turn the corner, man. I didn't really like that move, but I understand it now. Houston done got longer. It's just I guess. Well, we know some of what went on. A lot of y'all might know. Some of y'all may not know, but pretty much what took place, man, is a situation with Ime Udoka. It was a situation going on with Ime Udoka and Drea, um, Jalen Green's better half, baby mama, whatever you want to call it. It was a situation going on with that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody really talked about that or whatever. But then also they said that Jalen Green didn't um, didn't really give them as good a chance to win as KD just would have gave them. And Lakers Lakers end up winning. Uh, of course, AD was back. Uh, Dallas always plays better when they got AD when he's healthy. I'm look. I just want AD to stay on the floor, man. Like I would rather AD stay on the floor and him have a subpar game and him stay out there than for him to miss games and sit down and stuff like that. Because when you missing games and you sitting down and stuff like that, you don't understand, man, what that does to your body. It's just like when you miss work. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm comparing work again. Because these guys are out there working. These are, this is their livelihood. This is their job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you miss work and you constantly missing work and stuff like that. Believe it or not, that actually does throw your rhythm off. You might not think that it doesn't, but it does. Like in terms of what you do, especially if even if you work like an office job or something, you gotta get your mind back into the swing of things. You might have you in at the crib and stuff like that. Your mind is not on work. You done took your mind off of work, so you got to get back into the mode of work and stuff like that. It throws your rhythm off. Well, it's the same thing when you hooping and stuff. If you're sitting down all the time, you're constantly sitting down and you stay hurt, but then your body is like, well, damn, I thought we were running. I thought we were working out. I thought we was going up and down. I thought we were jumping up and down and stuff like that. But then you sit down again, it's like, okay, your body done got used to that. But then you sit down again, and then it's like, okay, so I guess we're sitting now. It's like you begin to confuse your body, whereas you're not keeping your body warm. Your body done got accustomed to you sitting down and stuff, and that's why like I think it's good to go ahead and play. If nothing is torn, if nothing is like fractured, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get out there. If it's a slight little bruise or something like that, I'm like, go ahead and get out there. You know what I'm saying? Tape it up. You know what I'm saying? Now I know some people they're gonna bring up Kobe. They're gonna bring up Kobe. I already know they're gonna bring up Kobe. They're gonna be like, well, Kobe's body failed him, and such and such body they failed him. They weren't able to play that long. And da 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 da. Might be true and everything, but what about the ones that actually played through stuff? Hey, listen, I don't like him. What I'm about to who I'm about to say right now. I don't really like Carl Malone. Okay, I don't like Carl Malone. I'm not even gonna go down that road. But the one thing that you can't sit up here and deny about Carl Malone is the fact that this guy was accounted for. He was going to play. He didn't start missing games until late in his career. Matter of fact, I think he probably had maybe one season where he had an injury or something like that. I could be wrong. Karl Malone was always good for at least 80 games. There were several seasons in which he played 82 plus games. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But you don't think that he might have sprained that he might have, you know what I'm saying? Jam finger or you know what I'm saying, elbow, you know what I'm saying, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you playing 82 games a year, 82 plus games a year, and you playing for 40 something plus minutes. Something is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Now he might have been blessed, to not have any devastating injuries that had taken place. You know what I'm saying? Such as some of the most devastating and gruesome injuries that have taken place. Let's talk about that for a second. LeBron is the third option. I keep telling people it's dangerous. LeBron as a third option is dangerous because LeBron he didn't really score that much, and he was facilitating. Now a lot of people gonna sit up there and they gonna say, yeah, he look old. He's supposed to look old. Hell, like I mean, look, LeBron is. If you're looking for LeBron to be, look, he had a nice. Um, what was that? It was a nice alley oop from Luca to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? That was a nice alley oop. He can show that they're like not 20 anymore. He's not 25 anymore. Salute to who's ever in here. We up early. He's not 25 anymore. Okay, LeBron is he's 40, 40 some odd years old. 40, 41. He's 41 years old. I mean, he's got a lot of miles in his body. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not trying to sit here and be the front runner defender for LeBron. That's not what I'm doing. But if you're like everybody's putting these expectations on LeBron for him to be um, for him to magically be 25 years old and be carrying a team and putting the team on his back and all this other stuff or whatever, and leading the team to glory. No, that's Luca's role now. That's what Luca is. He's the superstar. He's the one that's gonna carry. As a matter of fact, Austin Reeves had a better game anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which is expected because I mean they're playing Dallas, but that's no knock on Austin Reeves. But I agree with something that the brother Jake was saying. He was saying basically that the the game flows much better when those guys are the primary scorers, when those guys are the primary players on the team. You understand? Salute to who's ever in here. Good morning to you. Be sure to hit that like when you come in here too. But you can't expect him to be LeBron that's 25 and all this other stuff. You can't expect that. I'm not expecting that. Look, he's playing the role that he needs to play. That's what he needs to do. This is what people have been wanting him to do for several years now. And and the Lakers are winning because of this is actually winning basketball if you really think about it. If if you're expecting this guy to go out there and him wanting to shot jack and take all these shots and stuff like that, well guess what? You're doing a disservice to the team. I know it irks a lot of people for what I'm about to say. I know it irks a lot of people's nerves. All right. I know what I'm about to say is going to irk a lot of people's nerves, but it's the truth. JJ Redick has been doing a good coaching job, man. He's been doing a good coaching job. If they can listen, if the Lakers can show any type of sign that they can compete with OKC, they may have something there. Now, are they going to beat OKC? I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Now, Aiden, I still need to see Aiden. I have to see Aiden get in double figures and rebounding. Some of the good teams right now, their front court player, at least one of them, one or two of them, are averaging in double figures and rebounding. Look, have at least 10 to at least 15 rebounds. And Kareem Lamar, and it's like those guys were rebound as there was. And driving to the cup, things of that nature, whatever. But they were going after every rebound, and that's what Aiden needs to do. That's what Aiden needs to do. He needs to do that. We're gonna see how they pan out against a team like OKC. We're gonna see if they show that they can pan out against OKC, they may have a chance. But even if they do pan out against their have to show that they can do that in the playoffs. They're gonna have to do that in the playoffs. And the Spurs, they won. Spurs were able to beat the Denver Nuggets. Oh wait. Spurs were able to beat the Denver Nuggets without Wemby. But I think Aaron Gordon had like 50. Aaron Gordon has been balling this season. I don't know about like Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon is so happy that Michael Porter Jr. is not there, and it's weird because I like when them guys play, man. But I don't think that they like, But now, Aaron, he's making a case for an All Star this year. But he put up 50. I think that's the second 50-point game, second or third 50-point game he done had. This guy, this guy has been a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Gordon, man, he's a guy that I felt like he got robbed. He got robbed of the slam dunk contest. They know damn well Aaron Gordon should have won that year. They know it. Salute to who's ever in here. Good morning to you. They knew he should have won. But besides that, man, I just wanted to give my little spill on um, NFL and NBA too. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit some notifications as well. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC.